Morning light across the floor, your shoes by the open door, coffee cooling in your hand, like we woke inside a plan. Nothing loud and nothing fast, just a day we hope will last. You look over half asleep, and the whole room starts to breathe. Maybe love is small like this, quiet as a windowsill kiss. Golden window, gold on you, turning all the ordinary into something new. Golden window, soft and slow, I could stay inside this morning and never need to go. Dust is dancing in the sun, like the day has just begun. Your laugh falls into the air, and I feel it everywhere. We don't need a bigger scene than this little in-between, where the silence feels alive and the light looks kind. If the world gets loud outside, we can let it pass us by. Golden window, hold us still, make this little room feel bigger than the world we fill. Golden window, stay a while, I could live 100 years inside your sleepy smile.
Stationery and paper cups, summer waking all around us. You said we don't have to rush, I said I like the sound of that. One backpack and a worn out map, sunlight on the train tracks. Everything feels loose and clear, like the right kind of nowhere is near. Green lights blur your hand in mine, some days arrive exactly right. Slow train June, pulling out of town, all the weight I carried lately setting itself down. Slow train June, blue and green, every mile looks better with you next to me. Next to me. Old songs from a phone speaker, wind slipping through the window frame. You lean your head against my shoulder, like you already know my name. Nothing fancy, nothing grand, just your fingers on my hand, and the fields all opening wide, like the world remembered how to shine. We don't need a reason, we just need the ride. Slow train June, take us where you will. We were June. Oh, 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 June. Curtains white and moving slow. Summer noon and nowhere to go. You were half asleep and warm. Thunder far but not a storm. I trace shapes upon your hand, like I had all day to spend. And maybe that was all I had, but it felt enough. Soft room, dim light, holding on to lazy time. Half asleep at noon, you and all that quiet made the whole day bloom. Half asleep at noon, rain beyond the glass. I wish every hour could go this slow and this fast. You said something in a dream. I couldn't catch what you meant, but the sound of your voice alone made the ceiling feel heaven sent. Nothing happening at all, still I swear I felt it all. Every inch of that stillness saying don't move yet. Somewhere the world kept turning. We let it turn without us. Half asleep at noon, still in my mind, like the gentlest kind of memory I never leave behind. Half asleep at noon, summer skin and rain. I would go back there tomorrow just to feel that day again.
You wore blue and looked like fall, even though it wasn't cold at all. Window open, leaves not yet ready for the end of summer. You were reading on the bed, I was losing every thread of the book I tried to hold, 'cause all I saw was you. Soft day, thin light, everything felt half like night. Blue sweater weather wrapped around the room. You made every quiet second feel a little new. Blue sweater weather, close enough to stay. I could live inside the softness of an almost autumn day. And smiled once like you knew what I was on. All the little ways I break when your name moves in my brain. We didn't kiss, we didn't speak, still the air got warm and deep, and the whole world felt suspended still in my chest. All the half-lit little moments I remember best. Blue sweater weather, soft and strange and true. I think I started falling in that room with you. Sand in the backseat still, sunset leaning on the wheel. You were laughing at the sky with the ocean in your eyes. I don't think I've ever known a silence that could feel like home, till that drive along the shore, with your hand resting by the door. One long wave, one soft breeze. Summer says your name to me. Salt in my hair, sun on your skin. Everything I thought I lost came back again. Salt in my hair, blue everywhere. I go back to that one day if I could live somewhere. Cheap motel and tangerine light, bare feet on a painted night. You sang low beside the sink, and I forgot how not to think. All the roads behind us blurred into something soft and warm, like the world was only sea, and your voice beside me. If the tide could keep 1 hour, I know which one I choose. Salt in my hair, you in the glow. Summer felt like something I was meant to know. Salt in my hair, still hanging there. Every time I miss that version of us in the air.
We built a fire out behind, old wood sparks and summer wine. You said nothing for a while, just watched the embers in my eyes. Everyone else had gone to bed. We stayed up with what wasn't said, and the whole field felt held in place by orange light and dark blue space. Night air, bare arms, everything felt on the verge. Firelight in August, red against your face. All the things we couldn't say still filled the space. Firelight in August, slow and wild and low. Some loves don't arrive in words, they only glow. You reached out to warm your hands and brushed against me by accident. Or maybe not, I couldn't tell, only that it landed well. There are nights that never end, even when they do. I still carry that one, the way fire carries smoke. I don't know what you called it, I just know what it was. Firelight in August, still under my skin. All that heat and all that silence keeps coming back again. Firelight in August, I see you when I close my eyes on nights that need your glow.
You were standing by the travel shelf, reading lines out to yourself. Sun came in across the spines and everything looked gold in time. I meant to leave, I stayed instead, bought a book I'd never read, just to hear you ask me once if I'd been there before. Quiet smile, dust and light, somehow that became the night. Summer bookstore, cool inside the heat. You made every whispered second feel like fate to me. Summer bookstore, paper, ink and sun. Some stories start before you know they've begun. We talk small, the weather first, then the places that still hurt. You said some cities stay with you long after you move through. I said maybe people do. You looked down then back up too, and all the room got thinner for a while. Love doesn't always enter loud, sometimes it just turns a page. Summer bookstore, still in my chest, all the little things that happened without meaning to be best. Summer bookstore, warm and out of time, you are still my favorite chapter I never underlined.
Left before the town woke up, coffee, steam, and pickup sun. You said let's see how far we get. I said far enough to forget all the weeks we carried wrong, all the noise we sat inside. Morning open like a field and let us drive. Long road, clean sky, nothing asking us for more. Miles of daylight rolling through the glass, every town and every turn, letting all things pass. Miles of daylight, bright enough to trust. Somewhere on this road, the world got good to us. Gas station peaches, faded signs, your arm resting out the side. A song we knew but not the words, still we sang like it was ours. And I think that's how Miles of daylight, keep the day wide, keep the heart open, keep the hard stuff behind. Miles of daylight, don't end too fast. Some roads feel like healing when they're built to last. Hey! City evening, little rain, lanterns waking in the lane. You walk slower next to me, like the dark was where to be. Every storefront held a glow, every passing face moved slow, and the whole street seemed to know we were somewhere good. Not a spark, not a storm, just your coat and quiet warmth. Lantern Street, amber light, turning all the distance into something slight. Lantern Street, after rain, you made even silence feel like it could stay. We shared one umbrella edge, talked about the books unread. Nothing deep and nothing grand, just the weather in your hand. Still I felt the whole night lean toward a softer kind of dream, like the city lost its noise to hear your voice. I don't need a perfect line, just this walk, this hour, this night. Lantern Street, hold the glow. There are kinds of love that whisper and still steal the show. Lantern Street, golden gray, I still feel your shoulder in the rain.
We made stars from receipt paper on the kitchen counter late. You said some things don't need to last to still be worth the wait. The fan was spinning overhead. We were younger than the mess, and every little broken thing looked beautiful in that light. You and I, cheap gold night, laughing like we'd be alright. Paper stars hanging in the dark, tiny little borrowed heavens made with tired hearts. Paper stars over you and me. Sometimes all it takes is almost to feel like everything. The radio was low and warm outside, the city's half asleep. You drew a moon beside my name and slid it over next to me. We didn't promise anything, we just let the moment sing. paper stars still in my head, glowing over all the words we never really said. Paper stars, small and bright and true. I still think the sky looked better made by me and you. The train was late, the benches cold, the sky had turned a sleepy blue. You leaned your head against the glass and watched the lights pass through. We didn't talk much on that ride, just listened to the rails. Some journeys make you restless, this one let me exhale. Small hum, dim light, your shoulder near mine in the night. Sleepy blue station, holding us between where we've been and where we're going, and everything unseen. Sleepy blue station, soft as memory. I think I learned what peace can be on that ride home with you. The speaker cracked, the door side shut, a paper cup rolled by our shoes. You smiled at something I didn't catch, and still I smiled too. The city waited somewhere else, but not for us just then. We had that pocket of quiet again and again. I'd miss the stop to stay in this sleepy blue station, still inside my chest. All that low and passing light, I think I loved it best. Sleepy blue station, slow and true. Every road feels gentler, leading back to you. I heard you singing from the room next door, not loud, just enough to blur, with the dishes in the evening rain and the old floorboards underfoot. I didn't know the song at all, but something in it held me still, like hearing someone be themselves when they think no one's listening. Low voice, thin walls, how can something so small feel so big? The room next door, you in a song, made the whole apartment feel like where I belong. The room next door, soft through the rain. I think I fell a little just hearing your name. hallway light was amber dim, the whole night quiet at the rim of all the things I meant to say but never found the time. And maybe that's how tenderness first enters a life, not with a speech, not with a sign, just with a voice through a wall at night. I didn't move, I stayed and knew the room next door is still in my head. All that low and honest music living there instead. The room next door, warm and near. I think some hearts begin to open only when they hear. White curtains moving in the breeze, summer giving up its heat. You were reading by the couch with one bare foot against the ground. There was nowhere else to be. The whole room held its gravity around your breathing, small and slow, like the afternoon knew. I've seen brighter days, but never one this kind. White curtain weather, soft over the floor, turning all the little moments into something more. White curtain weather, easy as a sigh. If peace has any shape at all, I saw it in that light. The pages turned, the kettle boiled, the clock kept time, and we ignored everything the world might want could wait outside the door. And maybe love looks most like this, when no one tries too hard, when all the room is made of breath and shade and quiet hearts. Don't ask for much, this is enough. White curtain weather, stay a little more. I don't think I've ever needed anything this pure. White curtain weather, still in my eyes. I keep that room with me on louder nights.
I heard your footsteps in the hall before I saw your shadow fall across the doorway, half in light, half in that blue before the night. You didn't know I looked up then and held that second like a breath. Some moments don't do anything but stay with you. Late day, thin gold, everything felt soft and old. Slow light hallway, you walking through made the whole evening lean a little toward you. Slow light hallway, nothing more. Still I remember the sound against the floor. You said my name and passed me by with books and half a tired smile. I answered something small and plain, but thought about it all the same. I've had whole days disappear without a single thing to keep, and then one quiet minute stays for years in me. I guess the heart keeps what it wants. Slow light hallway, still there somehow in every quiet evening that falls around me now. Slow light hallway, faint and true. I think I learned how memory works the day it walked in you. After the dishes, after the day, after the noise had gone away, you stood drying your hands, looking out into the dark. We'd said almost everything except the things that mattered most. Still I felt them in the room, settling like dust. Late hour, low light, you and all this softened night. After the dishes, nothing to prove, just the sink, the lamp, the quiet, and the thought of you. After the dishes, the whole house then. I think love lives longest in places like this. You asked me if I wanted tea. I said only if you stay with me. You smiled like you'd already known that answer before I spoke. There are days that leave no mark, nights that mark everything. This one did it gently, with no need to sing. What if this is what forever is? After the dishes, still in the air, all the small and human ways we said I care. After the dishes, I finally knew some love arrives quietly and still changes you.
stirred once, then settled on the window, breathed a silver line across your hand, across mine. Nothing in the world was loud, not the trees, not even thought, just that early kind of peace I never knew I wanted. Stay here, don't move, let the morning come to you. Quiet river running through the light, soft enough to carry everything tonight. Quiet river, slow and clear, I could live forever in this feeling here. The kettle hummed, the floor was cold, your sweater on the kitchen chair. I don't know why the smallest things can feel so rare. You smiled without opening your eyes, like you already knew that some love doesn't enter loud, it just turns the room blue. If the day gets hard, I'll keep this part. Quiet river, hold me where nothing has to happen for me to feel you there. Quiet river, soft and true, I could let the whole world fade and still come back to you. You poured the tea and didn't speak. The leaves spun slowly in the heat. Outside the air had started changing. The trees were losing summer green. You looked up once and then away, like you were somewhere else halfway. And I could feel the season turn without a single word. Small things fade slow, that's how I know. September tea, warm in my hands, cooling little by little, like all our careful plans. September tea, soft and thin, some endings don't arrive at once, they just settle in. Table held the afternoon in quiet porcelain and white. We talked about the weather first, then circled what we couldn't hide. You smiled the way people do when they already know the truth, and every second after that felt too gentle to disturb. No storm, no scene, just the space between. September tea still in my mouth, all that warmth and all that distance working themselves out. September tea, I think I see how even leaving can be kind when it happens quietly. The sky was our one shade of gray, the kind that keeps the world halfway between asleep and waking up. beside the window frame, drawing circles in the steam. And all I wanted then was just to stay inside that scene. No bright sun, no rain, just the stillness in between. Cloud-colored afternoon, holding me with you, soft enough to feel like rest, clear enough to hurt a little too. Cloud-colored afternoon, low and silver blue. There are days that don't ask much except to sit with you. The kettle clicked, the heater sighed, the books were piled up by your side. I watched the world blur into glass and let the empty hours pass. Some days are not for moving fast, some days are not for being brave, some days are just for listening to what the quiet says. If nothing happens, that's enough. Cloud-colored afternoon still falls through me every time the weather turns soft and quietly. Cloud-colored afternoon, I keep that hue for all the days I need a place to rest in you. The sun came in between the blinds and little lines across the bed. You were still half in a dream with all your hair around your head. I wanted just to watch the day arrive on you in gold and white, as if the room knew not to speak and break the fragile light. Some mornings don't need names, they only need to stay the same. Between the blinds, the whole world slowed. All the noise we carried finally let go. Between the blinds, you look like peace, and for a while that felt like everything to me. The air was cool, the blankets warm, the clock forgot to move, and I forgot the shape of fear with all that quiet around you. If love is real in little things, then maybe this is proof. The way the sunlight found your face and made the room feel new. I've never asked for much, just morning soft enough. Between the blinds, still in my mind, all that pale and tender light I couldn't leave behind. Between the blinds, you and